May I ask? Sorry.
Sure.
All right. So you
Who are
said
you
that.
with? Sorry. Just say.
Pasta to go. I'm an independent journalist and whatnot.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
All right. Nice to meet you, Congressman. So you said that Donald Trump was one of the most anti-war president in your time. However, a lot of people in my group don't like his Latin American policy. A week before he was out the door, he labeled Cuba a state sponsor of terrorism. There's a lot of colleagues on your side of the aisle that are for keeping these sanctions and all this pressure on the Cuban government, despite them having a new leader. What is your position on what we should do when it comes to Latin America? And would you recognize that a lot of the reasons we have so much migration to the border is our foreign policy?
I'm not going to blame our foreign policy on illegal immigration. I mean, part of the biggest reason we have illegal immigration into this country is Joe Biden is inviting them. I mean, they're being promised free benefits, amnesty, all of these other things. No, I'm not going to blame.
You don't think 100 bases in Latin America is a reason why stealing their resources is sending so many people to the border?
No, that's not the reason. I mean, I do think we should get the CIA out of Central and South America. I do think we should end all of the sanctions on Cuba. Those are just sane things to do. But blaming our foreign policy or blaming immigration on our foreign policy is almost as in Central America, I think is almost as ridiculous as blaming global warming on the illegal immigration. Our policies in this country, Joe Biden's policies, are causing that illegal immigration right now.
So why was there so much immigration before Joe Biden? There was a lot of immigration when Donald Trump was the president, when Ronald Reagan was the president, and there are 100 bases in Latin America.
Well, we have welfare. I mean, you got welfare benefits. I don't blame people for wanting to come to this country. We've got better schools. We've got better jobs.
Gotcha. Well, thank you. That was my question. That was
Okay.
my question. Do you believe that Cuba should be labeled a state sponsor of terror, or would you think that we should pull that designation off them?
I would not label any country a state sponsor of terrorism, because right now we've got a global war on terrorism. It's basically the ability to go to war with any country that gets that label, or to put sanctions on those countries. The other foolish thing is once you start sanctioning countries, they quit using the dollar. And that's the last hat trick we have to deal with our debt, is to inflate the dollar and take the reserves out of those sovereign banks without even making a withdrawal, by deflating the dollar. So the sanctions don't make sense. Defining them as state sponsors of terrorism, that only gives the executive branch more power, because there's a whole host of things then that a president can do without Congress once they get that designation. So no, I wouldn't make that designation.
There's a lot of people here who want you to be the Speaker of the House. Do you want the job? I mean, because I think as a leftist, a lot of people say that this guy's the most common sense, he's the most practical out there. Do you want to be the Speaker of the House if you have the opportunity to do so?
I don't want to be the Speaker of the House. If we can't find somebody else that'll do it, I would do it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.